All right, let's get started on this mower. I think the first thing I'm going to do is consider removing that tank and get rid of the throttle cable, and I'm just going to discard that. This is really going to be a pretty big project because this mower is so old and it's got so many things wrong with it. But if you like to learn about these things and learn how to do them, or just enjoy watching these videos as a way to relax, that's fun too. So let's begin. I may not be talking too much because I'll be too far from the camera, but I'll try and shout over here so you know what's going on. But like I said, first thing I'm going to do is get that cable off. So let's start. Need a 7/16 socket. That's pretty standard on anything that's up here. Now if this starts spinning, which it is, I think I gotta get a flathead screwdriver in there to hold the screw steady. Oh man, that's a tight one. Wow. There we go. Again, I'm definitely going to save this nut here and the screw, and it'll be a 1/4 inch diameter coarse thread screw. So I'm going to save all that, save the little washer. I'll probably be able to use that on something else someday. So hang on to that. Now this is pretty easy to remove. Now you just bring this over here, and then you got a L turn on that cable. But first I got to get that 5/16 off, and that I can probably use my power drill on. Let's see, where's my 5/16 socket? Right there. Oh, my 3/8. This is their 5/16 screw. That's got to come off so I can lift this thing up and make the L turn on that cable. So get that off of there. And now we can, this whole cable then comes off. So I'm going to get rid of that and just coil this up. Sometimes these real stiff wires are useful for different things, but I'll probably just discard it because I've got enough of that laying around here. It's sometimes useful to hang on to these things in case you need to mount something on the side of a Briggs engine. So I think I'll just throw this whole thing away. All right, so that's done, and now we're going to get the tank off. And there's 3 5/16 screws here. And 1, 2, 3. And like most of these Briggs tanks, there's also 1 3/8 long screw that holds the tank onto the side of the engine. Let me find one of my 3/8 sockets. Man, where'd all those things go? Usually has several laying around this one. All right, so I'm going to reach in under here and get this guy out. All right, so that's the long screw that holds the fuel tank on. Now this whole thing will tilt back now. First let me get these little shoulder screws that hold the tank on and get them out of here. Those look a little bigger than standard. That's interesting. Let me compare that to, I don't have one laying around. Oh well, I'll set those there. And now let's tilt this thing back. See if there's any critters under here that want to come flying out at me. I don't see anything dangerous yet. I'm going to go ahead and get this fuel line off. It's a little longer than I need for that type tank I plan on putting on in here anyway. Let's see if I can get it off at this. Maybe able to come in at this angle and squeeze down there. Yeah, there's a crack in that fuel line anyway. I'll tell you what I'll do. I think I'll just clip that and cut it off. There's already a split in this line, and it's a bad one, so I'm not worried about saving this fuel line. Clip it right up in there. There we go. So that's off of there. I've just got a little stub of the fuel line left. Let me get the pull cord and bring it through the hole of the tank. And now this tank can be removed, and I don't see any really scary spiders under there. Here you can see that push 3 times the primer. There used to be a primer there on the side of the tank. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to save this cap. Here's that chunk of the fuel line. I'm saving these hose clamps also. Need those later. Okay. So now this is starting to look a lot like a standard quantum engine. This is a little different carburetor than most of you are used to seeing. There's a lot of, idle screws and throttle screws and what have you here. That's a choke plate. So you choke it by doing that. But all this is going to come off anyway, okay? So I'm going to get a more modern carburetor and put on there. Let me show you what I'm looking at. See, this is an older model, and it's got a lot of these little adjustments. That's a super strong spring there, governor spring. There's a idle adjustment screw, I believe. There's a little spring. There's a really tiny little spring right there. I'm not even sure if that's installed in the right place. You can see this is how it chokes by moving that little plate in the front, see? But anyway, we're going to get rid of all that. So when you come back, I will have removed this blower housing. That's easy to do. You guys probably know how to do that. I've got that 1 5/16 screw that comes out, and then you turn this and swing it away, and then you remove 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 3/8 head screws, and this whole thing will pop off. And because I've got to reinstall that pull cord anyway, or repair that in some way. And so when you come back, we'll take care of that.